Hello and welcome to Crumbs Doilies HQ, and I'm standing next to everyone's favourite cupboard, the sprinkle cupboard. And sprinkles are pretty fun at the best of times, but one of the things we like to do most of all here at Crumbs Doilies using sprinkles is to cover an entire cake with them. So Sally is going to show you how it's done.
Thanks, Gemma. Right, so this all starts with a crumb coated cake, and what we need to do first is apply a top coat the exact same way that we do the crumb coat, and we showed you that in a video a few weeks ago, so after this video go and have a look at that. So start with a nice dollop of icing and just spread it around. Once your icing's on the top of the cake, we can go onto the sides. Once you've got all your icing on, we can smooth it out, but you don't need to worry too much about getting this super smooth and sort of flawless, because we're going to cover it in sprinkles. So this is actually a great practice cake for icing them nice and smooth. Just going to tidy up the board a little bit, and then we can get on with the fun part. Now, putting sprinkles onto the side of the cake is so much easier than I think a lot of people think it is, and I was the same. I remember I tried to cover a cake in Oreo crumbs once, and I tried to pick up the cake and roll it in Oreo crumbs, and it was really scary, and the cake looks a bit rubbish. So out of years of trial and error, we have found the best way of doing it. So you're going to need to get a box or a container, just because the sprinkles are going to go kind of everywhere. So it's good to have something to catch them all in. So I've just got this big plastic box. You could use a big cardboard box, just anything that will kind of catch them. And I've got my nice big bowl of sprinkles. So I'm going to be applying these with my hands. So I'm just going to put on a pair of gloves. Obviously you don't have to do this at home, but I am. And now all we're going to do is pick up a nice big handful of the sprinkles, and starting from the bottom of our cake, we're going to pull them upwards. When you're doing this, you don't want to apply loads of pressure. You just want to let them fall out of your hand so that they stick to the side of the cake. So you want to do this fairly quickly, because if you've chilled your cake with a crumb coat, the icing is going to set pretty fast. So you really just want to whack all of these sprinkles on as quickly as possible. So once all of your sides are done, we can focus on the top, and that's really easy. Just grab more sprinkles and tip them on. So I'm just going to patch up any little bald spots so we don't have any icing showing. And then, when you're happy with it, we just need to remove the excess, because there's quite a lot on top. So I'm going to start by just brushing it really lightly with my hand. And now I'm actually going to pick it up and just give it a little shake, just to get all the loose bits off. And now all that's left to do is clean up this edge, and that's really easy. I'm just going to take my little cranked palette knife. You can use a non-cranked palette knife, that's fine. And I'm going to start by sort of going into the edge of the cake, pulling off the excess and flicking them into the box so that they can be saved. And then with these final few little stragglers, I'm actually going to do the opposite, and I'm going to push them into the edge. And that is it. Super quick, super easy, and because we've got a nice box here, you can pour your sprinkles into a container and use them for your next cake. Gemma's going to be back on Thursday with a new cake trend, which is the fault line cake, which is super exciting. Again, really easy. So she'll see you then. Bye-bye.